We're gonna
No, we're
have
not.
some fun.
No, if the
What do
Knicks
you
are losing,
mean?
I'm gonna be miserable.
I'll be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for Fried.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Face. He's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
SportsRage tonight. Only on...
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The best, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Monday Night Meltdown has begun. It's the calm before the storm. We're less than 48 hours away from the start of the National Hockey League Stanley Cup Finals. Of course, the NBA Finals will tip off on Thursday night. So Major League Baseball takes center stage this evening, and we've got a good one as the Los Angeles Dodgers, of course, hosted the Yankees over the weekend, but it continues with another New York team rolling in to Chavez Ravine. Now it's the New York Mets turn. Dodgers-Mets playoff. Another rematch, actually, from last year's playoffs. Of course, the Dodgers beat the Mets. The Dodgers took 2 of 3 to the Yankees. Mookie Betts is still out this evening. It's Blackburn and Kershaw on the hill tonight. We pulled the trigger on the Dodgers. Not a huge play, just sort of, all right, it's on. I'm a Dodger fan. Let's rock type of play. The game's a toss-up. Kershaw's been good. The game's a toss-up. I'm not a fan when Mookie Betts isn't playing, but they still put up runs as we see. Total's 9.5 tonight. And, you know, that's a lot of runs, right? So that's a lot of runs. I'm not saying I'm going to bet the under here. I'm probably going to regret it if it's scoreless after the first 3 innings or something, but in fact, you know, maybe I will just jump in on this. I'm going to go the under 9.5. It just feels high to me here at night. You need a clean ride to get to 10 runs. You know, and I get it. The Dodgers put up a ton of runs and all this, but well, you know what? Let's jump in. I'm going to go under the 9.5 here. The Athletics. You know, things are not going very well for the Athletics, are they? Like in Sacramento. And full disclosure, as everybody knows, or not, maybe not everybody knows, but like, I did like the A's this year. I thought the A's were going to be a good team. Listen, I didn't think the A's were going to be a great team. I thought the A's were going to go over their win total of 71.5. I thought the A's would be like, you know, 76-win team, a little under 500 type of deal. I didn't think the A's were going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but they're getting absolutely destroyed. Like, what are they, like 1-17? It's hard to keep up. Like, they've literally, like, won once. Since that Dodger weekend, you know, things were cruising along for the A's. They weren't that bad, actually. They were playing, like, you know, around 500 type of baseball. They went into Los Angeles. Remember, they got lit up. Like, they got absolutely lit up a couple of times by the Dodgers. Dodgers will do that to you, though, right? So the Dodgers hung 18, 19 on them or whatever 2 days in a row. They smoked them. after the A's smoked them in one of the games, and then they didn't win for like 3 weeks after that. Complete disaster for the Athletics. 23-37 right now. The wheels have completely fallen off. And you know what's amazing about this is if you look at their home field. You figure, all right, they're playing in a small stadium. People in Sacramento will be excited that they're there. They only have to sell like 13,000 people. You know, there's only like 13,000 seats in this stadium. So you figure a small environment, people will be into it and stuff, but they're not. And it's not. It's a disaster. Let's just call it out for what it is. I think they're getting like about, 7,000 or 8,000 people are showing up now. They're getting killed all the time. The athletic organization made a big mistake. And, stop me if you heard that before. But you can't go to a city and stay there for like 4 years and not like put the city's name on it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, no, we're just the Athletics. We're not the Sacramento Athletics because we're going to be the Las Vegas Athletics. It's like, well, right now you are the Sacramento Athletics. So like if you're in Sacramento, the team isn't very good. Number two, the team doesn't even want to put the city on the product, put the city name on the product. Why would you care? Right? They're not even, they don't even go, you know what I mean? They don't even really want to be here. So why am I going to go give them money unless I want to see, a visiting team? Give me the Twins tonight, minus 160. Twins, minus 160. Twins had a tough weekend in Seattle against the Mariners, but the Mariners are a very good baseball team, and I think the Mariners are actually going to win a division. We'll talk baseball. Sean Higgs going to join us tonight. We'll talk baseball with Higgs. We've got George Kurtz on the radar, although I understand George is having some microphone issues earlier in the evening that he's trying to fix right now and work on. Right now, Cam Stewart in the house. We got a full house, actually, tonight. Joe Madden joins us. Get to the Stanley Cup Finals. Our boy Mo Khan, who normally, sometimes on Tuesdays, sometimes on Mondays. Tonight, he's on a Monday tonight. So, yeah, we're really jammed up on the show tonight. So, Dodgers and Mets at Chavez Ravine should be a fun baseball game. There's been some really high-scoring games tonight. The Detroit Tigers are murdering the Chicago White Sox, 13-1. Right now, we should note that San Diego and San Francisco, they're in the middle of the second right now. Nobody has scored, so we're going to the bottom of the second inning. Nobody has scored there. College baseball. Listen, I love this college baseball World Series. It's too bad it doesn't love me back. And I've always said that. You can love something, doesn't mean it's going to love you back. And we're getting lit up in this thing. Like, we're like the Vancouver Whitecaps. We're getting smashed. It's funny. We had, remember on Saturday night, it was the Pacers and the Knicks, and we took the Pacers in the first quarter. They won by 1 in the first quarter. We took the Pacers in the first half. They won the first half. We took the Pacers minus the points in the game. They covered the point spread. We took the over in the game, and the game went over the number. MLS soccer, we were drilling it on Saturday night. It was like, we've been on a nice run, actually, for about 3 weeks, like betting-wise. Pretty much like daily nice wins. So we're just rolling along. And then the wheels just completely fell off, man. Like bad bets, bad luck, bad everything, right? The wheels just completely fell off for me. I put way too much on a UFL game after a couple of drinks. They got killed. And then the Whitecaps last night, devastatingly, painfully bad game for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Yet, it's hard to get too upset at them. It's like, it's the first time they've lost in like 2 months. Like, they don't lose. They've lost one game, and it doesn't count in the MLS. They've lost once all year in MLS, right? And they didn't lose in this. They never lost in the CONCACAF Champions before. Like, they tied every game that they were in, or they won every game that they were in. They never lost. So, like, yeah, it was heartbreaking. But, when the wheels fall off, the wheels fall off. We saw that with Inter Milan. Inter lost 5-0, and then the Whitecaps lose 5-0. Other than that, it went great for the Whitecaps. Like, an absolute, like, just one of those that, I knew, like, early in the game, I could sort of say, when you have a bad feeling, but you don't want to admit it, right? I had a bad feeling when I saw the Whitecap players going to Mexico City. I didn't like their body language seemed off to me, right? They seemed not, like, fired up enough or, like, they weren't intense enough. They were, like, just sort of, like, casual. Oh, yeah, we're going to play cards. I'm going to watch a movie. Like, they were asking, what are you going to do on the plane? They just didn't have, like, the same level of, they didn't want it, like, it seemed, like, as much as Cruz Azul did. And it didn't help that Cruz Azul Cruz Azul told the team and the manager that they're firing him after. Like they said, basically, like win or lose, you're getting fired in the morning. So, this is your last game. And then the players really played for him. Anybody that saw it, you saw how emotional they were about it. The goalie on the Whitecaps was just left to his own. Like, it was just a shooting gallery. I don't think the Whitecaps had a shot on net, actually, in the game. They sort of had some, like, one kind of soft header. Like, I'm dead serious. Somebody asked me, they said, what is the goalie? Like, the goalies always wear different stuff, right? And I'm in a bar watching the game, and I'm asked by someone, she goes, what's the goalie of Mexico wearing? Like, does he wear the same color of Cruz Azul? I said, I don't know what he's wearing. We've never seen him. like the ball has never been on that side of the pitch, all right? Like I said, they might have had like one header towards the net, and it really wasn't on the net. It was sort of near the net, and the goalie caught it, but it was as embarrassing as it gets. But we'll break it down. Time to move on. Countdown to the cup is on. Let's roll.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The Monday Night Meltdown, literally and figuratively, as we pick up the pieces following a Saturday night Wallflowers concert. And then Sunday night made a mistake to go out and watch the Whitecaps. You know what's crazy, too? I was literally in bed at like 5:15 yesterday evening, and the game started at 6. And I knew it was starting at 6. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? I'll just sort of roll over and put my bets in, and I'll watch the game here in like my half-broken state. But no, I got to be hardcore. I got all, as soon as I saw them come out onto the field and stuff, and I put my jersey on, I was sitting here and I'm like, well, I'm wearing my jersey. And
Might as well go out.
Yeah, and I see people on Twitter, hey, Morency, I'm at the Rivers Reach pub. You told us the game was on here. I was like, oh, yeah, all right. I'll go out to the Rivers Reach. I always like the names of these places. Nowhere near the river. So it's like, I don't like.
It's just
I don't know, it said
random
Rivers Reach, but the thing is, there is a river. Like, there's rivers and water everywhere. So I even assumed, I'm like, I don't know, it must be on the riverfront. Like, it's called Rivers Reach. It's like, no, Cam, it's on the opposite. It's like way up the top of the hill. I'm like, it's like, so what does it mean? You reach down to the river? Like, you can't even see the river. Like,
sounds nice,
there's a
though.
patio. You don't see, like I lived in a place in Hollywood like that. It was like Ocean View Suites. It was in Hollywood. There was no ocean.
No,
it was like Crackhead View Suites. There was like gangs in a parking lot. Like, that's what the view. They all have these names. It has nothing to do with like anything. But ugly game for the Whitecaps last night.
Yeah, it was very ugly.
Lindor has homered for the Mets already. 1-0 for the Mets in this game. And Dustin May, I thought it was Kershaw on the hill, but it's Dustin May on the hill. I thought it was Kershaw tonight. Am I crazy? Was I seeing things? Was it supposed to be Kershaw?
No, May was the listed starter, I think. Yeah, he gave up that solo job to Lindor. They had a single, but they just got out of it with a double play. So, yeah, not a great start. I'm on the over this game, Gabe, at 9.5. It seems high, but the Dodgers, after that loss to the Yankees, should be able to hit Blackburn as well. We'll see how long Blackburn goes for the Mets.
Yeah, 1-0, 2 out. We got Joe Matt in the house. Joe, I played the Twins. And even though I thought it was Clayton Kershaw pitching earlier, I'm on the Dodgers 1-0. I thought the 9.5 was a little high here. It's a lot of runs, but I know we started off with a run here, but I got under 9.5. And the Athletics just suck. This team can't win. It's at the bottom of the first round now, so I'm on the Twins here. Any late night baseball for you, Joe?
Yeah, I rode with you with the Twins there. I laid the 1.5 on them. I think they're just going to dominate in this one. And I looked at the A's team total. It was kind of juicy to the under, so I did stay off it. But I'm with the Mets tonight. What I did in this one, I took the Yurfee for a half a unit and the over 1.5 runs in the first inning for a half unit as well. That was coming in at -192. The Yurfee was -132. I'm finding in these Dodgers games, we're either seeing the Dodgers put up the runs or we do see a run out of the other team. So hopefully we get one more run in the first inning, but then I rode with the Mets with the plus money. The Dodgers coming off that big series with the Yankees. I think this is maybe a spot where little flat tonight. I know they lost yesterday to the Yankees, so everyone looking for them for that bounce back, but I couldn't pass up on the, that great plus money on the New York Mets, especially with all the hot bats they have out there.
Just for the record, Bet365 they've had Kershaw listed. So I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Yeah.
Screwing with you.
I'm looking right now. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I was just reading this, all right, so 1-0 for the Mets here. Cam, what are your picks here in the late night hours?
Yeah, I'm kind of going to the opposite. I got 9.5 because I think we can get runs, but I didn't touch the side of this game. I'm with you guys with the Minnesota Twins. I watched the Blue Jays decimate the Athletics this weekend. The Athletics starting pitching, their bullpen, everything was just, it's ugly, great Morency. Like, I'll tell you, these overs were a lock in every game. I'm looking at overs 8.5. It's 8 runs in the first damn inning. Athletics put up 3, then the Jays put up 5 or 6. I'm like, what the hell's going on with these games? Like, these overs hit early and often. The Athletics bullpen is, oh man, it's brutal. So Minnesota should be able to take care of business coming in with a 2-game losing streak. So Twins over in the Dodgers game. In college baseball, I'm on Southern Mississippi against Miami.
I don't think I've won a college baseball bet yet. Maybe one or two of them, but I've been getting killed in college baseball. 1-1 Miami and Southern Miss, end of 4, so a lower scoring game. Little Rock is beating LSU right now after 3. It's 5-1, end of third inning. 5-1. You know what's crazy, actually? This is nuts. Little Rock are winning. I'm almost like, after reading Kershaw, I'm like, am I imagining things here?
No,
well, I'm looking here right now. I'm like, it's 5-1 Little Rock.
Yeah.
Yet the number, LSU are still favored right now, -140.
It's crazy, Gabe. They were -5.5 in the game, so I guess they still think that LSU is going to come back at the top of the fourth down 4 runs. I don't know. Little Rock put up a nice 5 spot early here. Do you really want to lay 140 with a team down 4 runs?
No.
I'm really not in the mood. No, the answer is no.
No, I'd rather take the team that's up by 4 runs at plus 110
too.
right now.
I'm actually been doing pretty good with Southern Miss, Gabe. They knocked out Alabama, a very good team. They're actually one of those teams in not the power conference that play really good baseball.
No,
they
they're
beat
good.
these
Southern
guys.
Miss, yeah.
Oh, Southern Miss are real good. They've always been pretty good at college baseball. They won 17-6 against the same Miami team. Maybe the Hurricanes are up for a bounce back, but I like the Golden Eagles in this spot. And so it's 65 cents live, but it was minus 130.
Yeah, Little Rock, I saw the other day, they put up a ton of runs against someone the other day, too. Didn't they score like 22 runs, right?
Yeah.
So this is wild. It's unpredictable stuff. Let's just call it out for what it is. The college baseball, it's very unpredictable. Like Cam said, LSU were like 5.5-run favorites. They're losing 5-1 right now. In-game total is 5.5, but yeah, I guess you know what? I'm jumping in on Little Rock. Little play on Little Rock.
There's 6 runs in this game. I know it sounds crazy. Yeah, little play on Little Rock. I like the over 15.5 because Little Rock's going to have to score some more runs, and LSU's only got 1, and the line kind of tells you we got 6 runs. We're only going into the top of the 4th. I think we can get 16. You see these bullpens in these games, man. They're awful. Like you saw North Carolina in their game. Like these teams scored. They lay it on thick, man. Like from the 5th inning on, like a lot of runs. So I would actually lean over 15.5 LSU and Little Rock.
Yeah, those aluminum bats don't. Those aluminum bats don't play around. Teoscar Hernandez is up right now, so 1 out. I looked up. I'm like, is that Mookie Betts? I'm like, am I just living in a parallel universe? I'm like, yeah, no Mookie Betts tonight. I'm like, no, there's Mookie. There's no Mookie. It's Teoscar Hernandez right now. All right, we'll get into the NBA Finals. Of course, we got the Stanley Cup Finals set to begin in less than 24 hours from now. 1-0 Mets right now.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, insane. Basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. And we're picking up the pieces after going out Saturday night, saw the Wallflowers in a casino. And I hit the casino, actually, after, which I haven't done before there. I've seen 2 shows at this casino, and I've never actually gone in to the casino. And I've gone to the shows and just left after. But this time I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll go in. And I literally lost $100 at a slot machine in record-breaking time. Like maybe 60 seconds, 45 seconds, Cam. That's not easy to do. And you know why? Because I couldn't tell what the credits were. I didn't know. So had a couple of drinks. I put the $100 in. And I looked. I was like, I'll just bet. Like I said, bet 5 credits. I hit 5 credits. Didn't win. All right. Then once I hit triple spin or something. I was like, I'll hit the triple one here. Hit the triple. Then I had no money. I'm like, dude, it's $100. Like, what was this? Crazy. Like $20 a spin? Like, what the hell is this?
They're dangerous. Oh, they're very dangerous, man. Yeah.
Then I got upset. I was like, I don't want to lose $100 in a minute like this. So I'm going to go over to the roulette table and go over to the roulette table. And I put 200 on. I put 200 on black, and I took 200 on under 1 to 18. And man, these dudes were there, and they were getting into it. It was like these casinos, man. I'm telling you, they're not like they used to be. Like casinos nowadays, they're just full of crazy gangsters and nut job people. Like there's a reason. Like when I was in Seattle at the casino, they had a metal detector, and I said, "Really, you guys need a metal detector?" He goes. Really? He goes, come back. It's Saturday night tonight at about 11 o'clock and ask me if you think it's a good idea to have a metal detector. He goes, yeah, we need a metal detector. Yeah. And I looked at nighttime. I was like, dear God, this place is it's like a cell block in a prison in this place.
You're right.
Same thing. Like these guys right away started bitching to me because I reached in. It was like, I was like, all right. I'm only going to be your one hand, guys. They're like, yeah, you better go. Good. The best is I won too. So it saved me. I was like, perfect. So I won 400 back on one spin, and then I split after. I got out of there. And then I just started losing every bet that I made in the last 24 hours. Except I'm on a little 1-0 run right now. So
what the worst thing about slots is,
climbing back up the mountain.
Sometimes you look there and you go, wow, it's all in a line, but the crooked line with this and that. Sometimes I'm playing, I'm like, wow, I think I won, but you didn't. It's not like the simple days of, hey, it's 3 cherries or 3 bells or this and that. They do diagonal things with this and that. If you had a couple drinks, I'm like, I don't know about this, man. What's going on here? Am I getting played? Slots are very dangerous.
That's where they make all their money, Joe, the slots. It's the most profitable thing for the casino is a slot. Some people win, but it's sort of you got to be a slot jockey to know how to do it. I know a guy, he makes a couple $100,000 a year actually playing slots, and he pretty much that's all he does, but there's a method to the madness. You're not just randomly spinning. He knows what he's doing with it. So still 1-0 in this baseball game right now. All right, so Joe, you were saying that you are going to go see Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. If it makes it 7, you've got tickets to go see Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. That's pretty cool. You were there last year, right? You saw Game 6 last year. I don't know if it's, it could go 7. It probably does. You figure the way they went 7 last year. I figure Edmonton, though, are going to be hell-bent on not. I know it sounds cliche to say, but they were down 3-0 in that series last year. Then they won 3 games in a row. I think they're better. I think I think the Oilers are better than everybody if they don't bury themselves. We saw the Oilers against the Stars when they lost the game. What do? They took 3 or 4 penalties in a period. Right? They got careless, they got stick work happy, they just sort of got chippy and careless, and they paid the price for it. Last year against Florida, they spotted the Panthers the 3 games, they paid the price for it. I really think, Joe, that the Oilers are going to be obsessed with winning Game 1 this year.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to come out so hard in this first game, especially on their home ice. And I do think it's going to be hard to go to 7, right? Like you said, the Edmonton Oilers are really going to want to close this series out long. But when they make those mistakes and they allow that power play out there by the Florida Panthers, I think the Panthers will be able to capitalize on situations like that. So I am going to take it to go to 7. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because, I really want to be there for game number 7. I'll take my daughter again. But I'm thinking that 4-3 win. I think the Edmonton Oilers hoist the cup in that 7th game. If you take it to go 4-3 for the Oilers, it's plus 400. So, bang on.
We'll hit the series prices on the other side. The Monday Night Meltdown continues.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Shout out to Degenerate Dean. Says, I don't even know if I've won half the time. I trust the machine will tell me when he's playing.
Yeah, he's so right.
No, I knew I was going to win, but they really should be more clear with what the units are and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I ended up, though, like I said, I was on one of the more expensive machines, and I kind of knew it, but, I didn't think I was going to lose $100 in a matter of, 120 seconds like I did, but then I got killed in the UFL. I put a lot on one game for whatever stupid reason. I really gave it back. I gave all the money back, and then I had to deposit again after. Now I'm trying to get it back. I did hit one play last night. I bet under 6.5 in the soccer game when there was 20 minutes left. I'm I could tell Cruz Azul were feeling sorry for the Whitecaps, literally. They were like, yeah, we're winning 5-0. We're gonna win. So they were just sort of wasting time and passing the ball around and stuff. So I did hit one last bet on the way out there, but I got lit up in that game even. I had under 2.5, and then when they scored early, I said, I'm going to bet under 3.5 now. And then they literally scored 3 goals in 10 minutes. So I lost the 2.5 right away, then I lost the 3.5. I had the Whitecaps plus 1.5. I had the Whitecaps to win. I looking at my account, it was painful. Just one X after another, Joe. You know what I mean? I was looking loser. I was oh my God. I think I just lost 8 bets in a row here. I was in bed 20 minutes ago. I could have just slept through this. I didn't even you know what I mean?
That was what Severino, the Phillies, did to me on a Saturday facing the Brewers, right? Because Severino gave up how many runs in the first inning? I had the Nerfy in the first inning. I had the under for the game. I had him for his outs. It was brutal.
All right, so, oh my God, look at this. We're on the right side of the Twin game. They've exploded, guys. They just put 6 runs on the board in the second inning.
Unreal. They're still batting.
6-0 for the Minnesota Twins.
I'll tell you, Gabe, watching them play the Blue Jays, they've hit new levels of low. I know we laugh at Colorado, but man, they're bad. Their pitching staff is absolutely atrocious. Bullpen starters, the works.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be. I don't think I'm going to win my season bet with these guys now. They're 1-17 in their last 18 games. They haven't won. They're getting killed all the time. Now it's 6-0. And the players are ripping the home stadium that they play in. Visiting players are laughing and ripping the stadium. They're 9-19 at home. They're going to be 9-20 at home after this. They're getting killed at home. They have no home field advantage in this small park. They're there for the next 4 years, 3-4 years. It's just one disaster after another for this organization. All right, so the Stanley Cup Finals. It opened up as a stone cold pick'em. It was -10 on both sides. There's been a little bit of movement towards the Edmonton Oilers right now. The Oilers are actually up to they're -130 favorites in the game. And as far as the series price is concerned, they're also up to -130 right now. So the Oilers are the favorites. Joe, you're in Calgary and a Flames fan, so it's not ideal that the Oilers are the ones here that potentially are going to win the Stanley Cup, but it is what it is, and we've seen the pattern in the NHL of teams getting to the Cup, losing, and then winning after. And if you go back in time, too, and Connor McDavid is, one of these icons, and Wayne Gretzky, guys, Wayne Gretzky made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, lost, although he was younger than McDavid, but they made it to the finals. They lost. They got swept. I know my uncle was on the team. They got swept by the Islanders. And then the following year, they beat the Islanders, actually, in the Stanley Cup Finals. Sidney Crosby made the Stanley Cup Finals the first time he lost. Then he made it back the following year, and he won. So Connor McDavid, Joe, could potentially follow in the same path that they took, and I think he will.
Yeah, I think he will too. I really do think Edmonton, looking at this team, they're just a different team. And I really tip my hat to Skinner and how he has been in the playoffs. We know that he did come out for those games, but when he came back, he's just been great. 2 shutouts in a row. And with what he's been able to do out there, it's just outstanding. And I've been his biggest critic. And so you look at that, the biggest weakness for this team has become one of their biggest strengths. So I love what we're seeing out of this team. I think they have every ability. And I do think Connor McDavid has to be the leader out there. And if you think he's going to break Wayne Gretzky's record for playoff points, you can take him for 14 plus playoff points in the series. So it's the Stanley Cup Finals series record it would be. So 14 plus points coming in at +610 for him to break Wayne Gretzky's record there at 14. So I think he's able to do it. I'm going to take a shot on that. I'm also going to look at Connor McDavid for 7+ goals. I know he normally doesn't get those goals, but if you're going for him to break the record, he's going to have to come out. I think he has one game at least with a hat trick.
One thing with Connor McDavid, he plays very well against the Panthers. In fact, he has a highest scoring average against the Panthers out of any player in the league. The Panthers have a hard time dealing with Connor McDavid. For me, the key, and I say it's cliche, it's easy to say the key, because how good he is, but I think Leon Draisaitl is a big X factor for me. You kind of know what you're going to McDavid. You're going to, McDavid's going to be Connor. He is who he is. Draisaitl, when Draisaitl's mad and he's playing on that next level, he's unstoppable too, right? So for me, it's up to him. It's up to the two of them. They're the catalyst of the team. They need to set the tone. But after last year, Cam, being as flat as they were down 0-3, this is the number one thing on their mind, to win the 2 home games, right? 1 game at a time, but win the home games, get up 2-0. Go to Florida, try to get a split, and then you go back home up 3-1. But it's critical that the Edmonton Oilers, if they're going to win the Cup, they got to punch the Panthers in the mouth early here. I think they can, too. I think they're going to win Game 1.
I couldn't agree more, and that's the whole thing. You know what? In Florida, with their physicality, the longer it gets, it could be worse. I like Edmonton's got to take advantage early and get early wins in this series. I couldn't agree more. I think they're more equipped for it this year. Skinner's been good. They're deep. You know what I mean? They're very physical. The defensemen have really stepped up, and Florida's going to want to try to bully these guys. Don't get suckered in by them. That's what Florida does. They're cheap shots. They did it against Carolina. They did it against Toronto. They want to sucker you. They're going to do some dirty things, but you got to be really, really smart. Edmonton's got to stand up to these guys, hit them, but hit them smart, and totally capitalize. That was Dallas's problem against Edmonton. Their special teams was horrible. Edmonton's power play is going to be crucial in it. You talked about it. Once Draisaitl gets that motor running, he's almost impossible to stop with that big body. He's going to be key. They got to score power play goals.
Joe, before we get you out of here, NBA Finals start on Thursday. But just quickly for the record, the Panthers to win in 4, a sweep is 11-1. Panthers to win in 5 is +700. Panthers to win in 6 is +450. Panthers in 7 is +500. Oilers sweep +900. Oilers in 5, which sounds kind of crazy and overly aggressive, but wouldn't shock me. Like Oilers in 5 is plus 500. Oilers in 6 is plus 500. Oilers in 7 is plus 425 right now. Joe, the NBA Finals, the odds are a lot different. This is not a pick'em series. Oklahoma City are overwhelming favorites, minus 700. Pacers plus 500. What do you think about the NBA Finals?
You know, I look at this one. If the Pacers have a shot of getting a win, it has to be in game 1. They have to come out and get something crazy done in that first game. So I'd be willing to take a shot on them there, but it's OKC for me, and it's got to be them to take this one. I don't think they get the sweep. I think it's probably the gentleman's sweep. I'd take the under 5.5, but it's so juicy. I think we've got a high-scoring series between these two, and I'm going to be riding a lot of overs in this game. I'm going to be looking at OKC, especially for their team totals to the overs, and looking at SGA for his points and looking at those threes as well.
There should be points scored. You're right. There should be points put up on the board in these games. I just don't think that the Pacers are not getting enough respect here. Like I think
agree.
it's a little bit over the top that they're plus 500. Pacers plus 2.5 games. If you think the Pacers can get 2 wins out of this, that's minus 110. So it's basically even money. It's minus 110. The plus 2.5 on the handicap. Joe Madden, awesome stuff. Joe will speak as the series goes on.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM, Channel 159. Cam Stewart in the house. With us, let's bring in Sean Higgs right now. Sean Higgs in the house. What's going on, Sean? How you doing today?
Not much. Good to see you guys. How's the weekend?
Yeah.
That good, huh?
That good.
How was the weekend?
I went 4-0. I went 4-0 in the NBA game on Saturday night, so that was good, but I gave a lot of it back yesterday, Sean. I lost a soccer game, UFL game, You know what I mean? You know when you build an account up and then like you lose it all in like a 8-hour span or something? It's very depressing. Hasn't happened to me in a little while. Like it's not like, you know what I mean? It used to happen to me a lot when I was younger. But like, yeah, like I'm much better at this now. But I just sort of had, thing is, like last week I had a few and I ended up putting a lot of money on Alex Palou to win the Indy 500, and he did. But all in all, I will recommend to people drinking and betting is not a good combination.
No,
because your risk level, and I've read studies about this. You know how bad it is, Kim? If you're drunk, you will risk 8 times more than you would normally. Like your threshold of pain is completely different.
Times.
You're like, oh, you know what? Like,
8 times? I'm like 25 times. I'm like, what else is on the board here? The minute I get wasted, I look for things to bet on. No, it's true because you don't think about the consequences. You're having fun with alcohol and you're like hitting buttons and doing this and that. And then you wake up with the gambling hangover. It's not like getting beat up or you just look and you go, oh God, where'd the money go? Like you forget about how dumb you were the night before. It's like,
well, that's it for me. I could put plays in after a few drinks, and I don't take like bad teams normally. But what it is, Higgs, the money management becomes a real problem.
Reckless.
Like you're just like, I'm all over the place, and I wake up and I'm like, what the hell? Why did I put 1,500 on that? Like.
You find things to do that they don't when they don't exist either. Like Australian horse racing's is done. I'll hit the casino, or I'll hit the slots, or whatever's available. Like that's the whole problem.
The best idea, Cam, is close the sports book. Close the tab page.
Yes.
Listen to music. Close the tab.
Yes,
like, get distracted from something else.
Close the tab. I open the tab and then I open another bottle.
You're like, oh, what races are going on?
It's really dangerous. Oh, Gabe, I've made so many mistakes like that way. And the thing is, I'm still thinking and stuff. You said it. It's risk management. You're like, this money, don't worry, I'll get it back. But you're not thinking when you're sober. You're like, that's important money. I got bills to pay. Drinking and gambling. Listen to Gabe. He's right.
What's his name? Jacob Orth. You know his videos, Sean. You know he's the bald guy. He's like, Vegas. Yeah. He does Vegas videos. Good videos. I like him. And
I ran into him. At the D
in
last
Vegas,
year.
yeah.
I'm like, wait. I said, you're Jacob who does the Vegas. He's like, yeah. He wasn't really like, I mean, he might have been filming. I just kind of interrupted his crap, so I'm pretty screwed him up. He wasn't very friendly.
Hi, I'm Scott Edge.
He wasn't very friendly.
I mean, he's like, oh, I subscribe to your channel. I do. I subscribe to the Cat's channel, and I sub to it. It's like $7 a month because I think he does good work. And I only go there, a couple times a year. But, and I wasn't even drunk. It wasn't like I was all tuned up, like, "Oh my God, bro!" Like I love you. Hey, I subscribe to your channel. I like your stuff.
He did a video the other day, and I saw it at first. I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of." I mean, it was about how the thing is. Can't imagine. He was saying that you shouldn't gamble and drink when you're in Vegas. Well, that's 100%. That's kind of impossible. He goes, "The last thing you should do is go to the tables when you're drunk or the slots." It's like but that's the whole reason people are going to Vegas.
Well, that's the thing, right? People go, even when I roll down to like AC, I'm not drinking at the craft table. Give me a ginger ale. I just want a turkey club later. You're there to work. I'm
going to be honest with you guys. I'm worse by myself, Gabe. With other people, I'm kind of like, okay, I got it under control. Like when I'm left to my own devices, that's a problem. Like that's the whole thing. I'm like, when you're with other people, sometimes even when you're wasted, you're like, okay, we're still conversing. Things are good. Like when I'm alone and wasted, that's where the danger stops. Because
the danger once for me was my last place. I don't live there anymore. Sean, imagine this. And you would not have lasted, Cam. The casino is across the street from me.
I can't live near a casino. It
was across the street. So like sometimes, bro, it'd be and they would serve drinks late and other people. So I'd be like, I'll just go for some drinks. I won't bet. And every time, bro, I'd end up, and I'm not like, there's no need for me that I'd have to be in a VIP room, but I was like, that was my spot. I go sit with all the Asians in a VIP room, and they're all giving me dirty looks. They're betting like 10,000 a hand. I'm putting 200. They're all like, why is this guy sitting with us again? Like, I'm like, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like, all the tables.
free
You know
drinks,
what it is?
$200 a
I don't
hand.
like the riffraff of all the people. Like, these tables
Exactly.
are always too busy, Cam. That's why. So the VIP room,
What
like,
it
full
is,
more, but it's not as
There's
busy.
no
you know?
middle ground. It's either scumbags. There's no like
Yeah.
middle regular people, or
Yeah,
else
it's
you
either
got to go play with the high
scumbags or
rollers.
rich
Yeah.
people that get mad you're playing with them.
I just want regular dudes in the middle, like a $25, not a $200 table, a $5 table with all the riffraff. Like, that's the problem. You go to the other
Here's the
back
thing.
room,
You walk
you
into
touch the guy's
VIP, you're the
face,
riffraff.
breakfast rent, he wins, and then you're his buddy for the rest of the night, and then you lose, and it's like, ooh, red-faced guy's bad luck. You're like, we were just friends. Like, what happened to this relationship? Like, I've seen it all. Me and Morency have been every damn casino, and God knows whatever. I tell you, Morency,
You're the riffraff when you walk into the VIP. Just so you know,
they're
guys.
looking at
When you
me
walk into
going,
the
Yeah,
VIP,
I'm the
you're
riffraff.
He's
Yeah, I'm the
riffraff.
riffraff. Yeah,
We're
exactly.
the scumbags, John. We're the
They
low-end
look
guys.
over
like, I
like,
gotta get away
why
from
are
these
they-
degenerates.
Oh, here
I need
comes
serious
riffraff.
betters.
Yeah, exactly. These guys are playing 1,000 a hand. Sorry, bro, I'm not rich. Like,
And
one.
1-0 Mets still, guys. So I took the under. I took the under 9.5, and Lindor led off with the home run, but there hasn't been any run since. You on this game here, Sean? Dodgers and Mets. Who you got?
I'm on the over because I thought after last night, you're going to be a little worn down. I couldn't take the Mets. I'm not a big Met guy with Blackburn on. I mean, the guy hasn't pitched in like a year, right? He hasn't pitched since August. And I think with the Dodger bullpen, they're going to give up some runs here. So I'm still hopeful. I'm looking good. I got the Twins roll 9, so that one looks all right so far. Boy, that A's bullpen is just a mess. They've fallen apart. Holy cow.
Their whole team.
Wow. Dude, I bet their season win total over 71.5, Sean. I was feeling good about it. They were like 22-22. Now they're 22-37. Like they were literally 21-22.
2-14.
The Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that riff. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, insane. Basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. I just think they have the don't drink and drive commercials. We should do a commercial. I'm Gabriel Morency with Cam.
You might spill your drink, right?
Don't drink and bet. Don't drink and bet. Call a friend. Put the phone down. Call a friend.
Yeah.
Don't drink and bet.
1-800-GAMBLER.
The worst is too, when you're on. You know what the worst is, Morency, when you're on credit when you're like gambling, like when you're wasted too. It's like, oh my God, it's gone. It's like you can't bet on credit when you're loaded. That's the worst.
All right, Higgs. NBA Finals.
We gotta get you guys some help, you guys. What is happening here?
Well, I'm gonna say,
we're telling you, we're here to help people. It's a public service announcement for everybody.
Yeah.
No, we're letting people know.
I can't lie.
Not everyone's like you, Higgs, drinking ginger ale at the craps table, bro. Like, people are they're getting into it.
Sometimes Higgs, life's too boring, so you just hit the button a few too many times. You get my drift? And when you're fueled by alcohol, it gets dangerous. That's all.
All right, so NBA Finals, Higgs, are you still, like we talked about it last week, and we're like, wow, not a lot of respect for the Pacers getting plus 500. The Pacers to win 2 games is minus 110. Like the Pacers plus 2.5 is minus 110. You think the Pacers can win 2 games in this series?
I think they can. Like I see the plus 1.5 was plus 2 to 1, and that's like, again, is it going to be 4-3? I don't think so. I think it'll be at best a 4-2 series. The Thunder just look really great, right? I mean, all year, and I thought my little thought on was, well, maybe they were that great because teams take nights off and they're still playing, balls to the wall, basketball nonstop. But you see it in these playoffs, man. They're just closing out teams by 30. It's ridiculous. I think the Pacers will grab, one, at least one. I'd like to see them go 2. I don't know. I think I'm just going to be on the overs in this, honestly. I'll do team total overs, game overs, first half overs. I think we'll see a bunch of points. Pacers are going to want to run. Thunder will say, we'll play your game, sure. And if you're not hitting your shots, we'll put up 75 in the first half. We don't care. Right? We saw SGA in the game. They're up 40 against I almost said Tampa Bay, against the Timberwolves. He's still playing in the fourth quarter. So give me the over first game, first half. Team total 120.5 there for the Thunder.
Thing is, you're right. They've been dominant. They killed Memphis. They got all they could get. Denver gave them a series, right? They had a hard time dealing with Jokic and that pick and roll stuff. And I brought it up. I said no one else does that in the NBA. So like they just had a hard time with this sort of old school basketball. But the T-Wolves are offensively challenged, though, guys. Right? You got Anthony Edwards. He hit a wall. Conley's 100 years old. Gobert doesn't score. Like they can't score. So where I'm going with this is I think if any team can match up with them, it is the Pacers. The Pacers are deep. They got 9-10 guys that can play, 11, whatever. They play 9-10 guys. They can run. They can score. They can't defend as well as Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? This is a little bit of a problem for them. And, Lou Dort.
How about the Pacers? You got Halliburton. You got Siakam. You saw Nesbitt or Nimber, these guys these random guys have a big game every once in a while. That's what this team, why it's dangerous, and they could steal a game or two and make it a.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like look at Minnesota. They got a game off these guys, Gabe, and look at the stiffs that they had. Like it was Edwards and a bunch of guys. Like the Pacers have actual players who can score and more of them. That's the whole thing, and they can play at a high tempo. So I know it's hard to beat Oklahoma City in the Smoothie King Center, but I think these guys can get 2 wins. I think that's not asking too much.
I think it's a Chesapeake or something like that center. Smoothies in New Orleans.
The Smoothie King? Yeah, it's at least the name's fun.
I don't know what you're reading. I think it's a casino. No, in Oklahoma, I think it's a casino in Oklahoma City. I think. Let me look it up. Yeah, the name of the arena. No, the Smoothie King is in New Orleans. I know because I walked past.
Oh, yeah. Why do I keep calling it that? Yeah, what is New Orleans? What's in Oklahoma City? Is it something boring or is it fun? Boring? Oklahoma City.
I don't know. Chesapeake. That's a bank.
No,
yeah, I was right. I thought it was something like that. It's a bank. Not a casino. Right.
Chesapeake, isn't that in Baltimore? Chesapeake Bank? How the heck is that? What are they doing in Oklahoma?
I thought it was a native casino.
Well, they got them in different states, right? Like Wells Fargo, Sean. You know what I mean? Like they're all over the place. So you get it. Like TD's everywhere, right? It's just a bank. It's a bank.
You're right,
sucks.
Speaking of which, Canadian Open this week. All right, Sean.
Yep.
Canadian Open. Yeah.
Canadian Open golf. Yeah.
Yeah, golf.
Should just be called the Ontario Open. It's only in Ontario.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Morency. I'm from here, and I don't think it's right. I'd like it in BC or East Coast.
It's ridiculous. I saw other people complaining about it.
Yeah. not a sport.
The Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live, your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, insane. Basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage Level 2, quickest 120 minutes in sports talk and television continues. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. I am Gabriel Morency. Dustin May and the Dodgers still trailing 1-0. Mets have runners on first and second right now. There's one out. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Total was 9.5, and it seemed like a lot of baseball bettors liked the over of this game tonight. Cam liked the over. Sean Higgs on the over this evening. George Kurtz likes to bet on baseball. George, are you on the over of this Mets-Dodger game? I actually went contrarian and thought 9.5 was a little bit high. I played the under.
Well, then I guess I'm in between all of these. I didn't play the total, but I did take the New York Mets, thinking that the Dodgers, maybe big series against the Yankees, may come out a little flat tonight. No Mookie Betts, no Will Smith. So I did take the Mets in the game tonight, and Dustin made us almost got a double play there, which would have been better for you than me. So I took the Mets here. Small play, nothing big here. And I understand, by the way, there's a rematch of last year's NLCS, but Dodgers played Sunday night. I just think about things maybe played towards the Mets' favor. And I have Dustin May on my fantasy league, and he can never get a win.
You're right. And Joe Madden said the same thing earlier, and I was going to jump in and say that, but I didn't. I don't know if it's a letdown. I mean, the Dodgers and Mets are a big rivalry, George, right? We know this. I mean, but I get the advantage Met part. Not so much because the Dodgers played the Yankees, just that the fact is the Mets want to beat the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mets lost to the Dodgers last year. It's their revenge spot, right? And, how do you feel as the Yankees sort of a little bit of a revenge spot? Dodgers came back in the first game, so we had the sort of a weird first game. Killed them in the second. Yankees take the last one. What did you think of the series, George?
I think this is why it's so hard to make money betting on baseball. All right, because we talked, right? Okay, Friday night, I thought the Yankees had the advantage. Fried going up against Gonsolin, and Gonsolin pitched terrible. The Yankees beat him up, but Fried didn't pitch well. We thought Saturday was a 50-50 game, right? And the Yankees can't hit Knack, and the Dodgers obliterated everybody the Yankees threw out there. And then Sunday, it's like, oh, this is Dodgers. Dodgers, Yamamoto versus Yarbrough, who can't throw the ball more than 88 miles an hour, and it's going to be a sweep. And then, of course, the Yankees somehow beat – Yamamoto has his worst start of the season against the against the Yankees. All right, though, listen, I mean, disappointing once again. I said Max Fried not pitching well Friday night. Saturday is what it is. You're going to lose big, and they did. But then, they showed some grit last night. If you're looking for bonus points here, they came back. But then again, listen, if you were going to tell me the Yankees were going to lose Luke Weaver and Dominguez, screw it. Let the Dodgers sweep them and get those two guys in the lineup here. As Luke Weaver's out 4 to 6 weeks, it looks like, with the hamstring strain. And Dominguez may have a thumb problem after stealing that base yesterday. Not worth the W.
One thing I would say, though, if you're a Yankee fan, right, George, is the division isn't very good.
The league isn't very good.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying, look, the Blue Jays on a nice little run right now. We know the Blue Jays are a streaky team. So they got a 5-game win streak going right now, but they could easily lose 4 in a row. This is what they do, but we'll see if the Blue Jays can just chip away and get themselves into contention and a wild card, which they are right now. But they're only 3 games over 500. They're getting really frustrated in Boston right now. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Now 4 games under 500. The Orioles season is a write-off. The Rays are playing 500 baseball. So the Yankees don't need to be great, really, George, to win this division.
No, and actually, I don't think they need to be great to win the American League. It doesn't really say much. The Yankees' goal is not to win the American League. It is to win the World Series. The only thing that matters, right? So the Yankees here. And let's face it, even if I can see Detroit might be a better team than the Yankees, all right? It'll be close, but I think they might be a better team. No one else in the American League really is here, but there are several teams in the National League that are, right? Dodgers definitely are. I think the Phillies are a better team. Make a pretty good argument. The Cubs are a better team as well here. Then you got the Mets. I know the Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, but the Mets are there, right there with them too, along with maybe another team or two. So it is what it is for the Yankees. They're in the right league. All right, they're in the right league. Everything you said about the American League East is true here. And like I said, I think the only team that might worry the Yankees somewhat in the American League would be the Tigers because of that pitching staff and having to face Skubal twice, in a 5-game series or a 7-game series. That would certainly worry just about anybody here. But anybody else after that, they should be able to handle. But, I mean, when you're still relying, I know LeMahieu had 4 hits last night, but when you're relying on LeMahieu, I mean, think about the Yankees' logic here. Cashman said all winter long he wanted to get more athletic. All right, and now he's going to move Jazz Chisholm, who should be activated tomorrow, to third base, so LeMahieu can play second. So you're taking your best athletic player, which is Jazz, you're moving to a position that you don't need athleticism, and you have maybe your worst athlete playing now second base. It's just the Yankees' insane logic because they don't want to admit that LeMahieu is just a sunk contract. So you have no second baseman, you had no third baseman for a while, and you still need pitching, and you probably need bullpen help now too. Yankees have a lot of work to do to get anywhere near where they truly want to go.
Blue Jays, 31 wins now, 3 games over 500, which is on pace for us to hit their season win total, right, at 78.5. So, they kind of are who they are right now. 5 wins in a row, but now big-time series for them against the Philadelphia Phillies, Cam. All right, you know what? You took 2 or 3 from the Rangers in a low-scoring series. What's the good thing about the Jays is that was pretty impressive. They won a 2-1 game. They won a 2-0 game. Then they turn around, they put 12 up, 11 up, 8 up. So they win the high-scoring stuff. They sweep the A's. And they score 8 runs or more in all the baseball games. Now they get the Phillies, though, Cam. This is a good team, the Philadelphia Phillies. This would be a big time. They don't have to sweep them, but it'd be big if they could win this series and keep it rolling.
Let's remember, too, Vladimir Guerrero, he wasn't great, but he's starting to heat up a little bit. A lot of underrated, unheralded guys on the Blue Jays. Barger, Ernie Clement's on fire. They have these guys. Kirk has always been a decent hitter, so that's the whole thing. The bats exploded versus Oakland. Sorry, the Athletics, and they're playing really, really good. But you're right, Gabe. That's a huge test against the Phillies. They're going to need everybody to step up. But a lot of the young players have really done well. I know it's against the Athletics, but I like what I see right now from the Blue Jays.
Next 15 games for the Blue Jays, guys, all against good teams. They host Philadelphia for 3. They go to Minnesota for 3. They go to St. Louis for 3. They go to Philadelphia for 3. So they play the Phillies 6 times in the next 15 games with the Twins and the Cardinals mixed in there. That's a hell of a gauntlet, Kurt. So we're going to learn a lot. And, after that, they play Arizona. And then they get the White Sox. So like I said, you got 15 games in a row here against Philadelphia, Minnesota, St. Louis, and Arizona. That's quite the gauntlet for the Jays here, Kurt. So we're going to learn a lot about them in the next 2 weeks.
And they're catching a little bit of a break this week. Zach Wheeler's having the birth of his child, so he's on that list here. So they'll skip him. They won't see him, which is good news here. Problem with Jays is this is a bad timing for, a stretch of good teams here, right? They got some injuries. Santander is out, right? And now Varsho's out here, so you're missing two. I know Santander hasn't really done all that much of the bat this season. Varsho was actually doing some damage in there, especially when he made contact. So missing two veteran bats out there won't help much either here. But it will be a test for them. Listen, it's the American League East. Just don't fall flat on your face. Don't go 5-10. Even if you go 7-8, you should be okay.
That's what I was thinking. 8-7, 7-8. You just sort of tread water through this. But, maybe you can catch fire, but injuries are starting to catch up for teams right now. Baseball's a grind, a daily grind. Maybe when Santander comes back, guys, he starts to hit the baseball because he has been a disappointment this year, Kim.
He has, and we expected more, especially from the home run perspective.
The lack of power. Lack of power.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of shocking, actually, but it's really weird. The guys that you least expected from the Blue Jays, these young guys, are really stepping up. That's the whole thing. They got a lot of guys. You're like, who the hell are these guys? And they've been stepping up. Springer's been good recently, too. Hopefully he got hot in that Oakland series and he can keep it up, but it's going to be a lot of these other guys are going to have to keep on stepping up, and Vladdy's key, Gabe, and right now he's starting to hit the ball.
I don't know what it is about these players in Toronto that they don't hit more home runs in that stadium. It's the strangest thing ever. Like Santander comes from Baltimore, a guy hits 35 home runs yearly. He can't hit a home run in Toronto. I swear, Blue Jays used to hit more home runs at home before they moved the freaking fences in. Ever since they moved the fences in, no one on the Blue Jays hits home runs. It's and visiting teams all do. Or no-name young dudes will hit a home run on the Jays.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all. It's
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Monday Night Meltdown continues. This is SportsRage. Quickest 120 minutes of sports talk and television continues. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159, 1-0 for the Mets. Still Lindor homered to get the game going. And there hasn't been any runs since. Max Muncy's coming up right now. Teoscar Hernandez is on second base, but there's 2 out in the bottom of the fourth. Muncy, 227 on the season now, 7 home runs, 32 RBIs. If you guys notice, the Dodgers, they're kind of ruthless, the Dodgers, in a way. Like, they're very classy to play for when you're a Dodger and stuff, but we saw it with Walker Buehler after. Sorry, Walker, we're just not bringing you back. But I was on the hill. I just won the World Series. Sorry. Like, we're not, we think your arm's going to fall off. Chris Taylor, sort of mid-season here, George. All right. Dude's been there a while, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He was a big guy in the clubhouse and stuff, right? We're letting you go, Chris, right? Austin Barnes, very popular. Like, Barnes was, like, best friends with Kershaw. And, like, he had a lot of close friends on the team and stuff. They let him go. To me, Muncy's the next one, George. Like, Muncy's like, and if I'm Muncy, I see this around me, and I'm like, they're running all the older dudes out of here. But even though Muncy's numbers aren't great, he comes up with big hits every now and then. He just smoked on the center field, but it was just caught. But to me, Muncy, you can only get away with hitting 225 forever, George. And it's been constant with Muncy now. Let's just call it out for what it is. He's the weak link.
I don't know if I would call him a weak link, but you'd probably like more out of him. I like Max Muncy. I don't know why. I just think he's a guy I just like there, and he has raised his average up 30 points over the past month or so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
he's up to 227.
You're right. This is damn lies statistics, right? I didn't say what he raised it from, but he's raised his home runs. Lord knows he terrorized the Yankees all weekend there. But I mean, you're probably right. He's the next guy here. I understood the Chris Taylor thing. Right? He wasn't doing anything. You had other guys who could play the position. Do the Dodgers have a third baseman? That lefty power guy.
No, that's the thing.
Right. So he's lucky there. I was surprised they released Barnes. Not that I thought that Rushing's a much better player, but generally you want your top prospect, especially a catcher, to play every day. Not so sure it makes sense here to have him play twice a week. And I'm also not sure Will Smith needs all this rest because he's pretty good himself here. So. What are they doing here? Are they sort of showcasing him? To see maybe we can deal him for whatever they feel they need at the deadline here, or they letting him, hey, we have the need to make sure he can do the catch at the major league level because we're going to trade Will Smith at the deadline. Because I don't think it makes sense here to play Rushing, a catcher, 2 days a week when he's your top, if not your top prospect, certainly one of them. Most teams do not do this.
No, and it is unorthodox, as you stated. And you want Will Smith's bat in the lineup. I mean, you need this guy's bat in the lineup. But I think Kurtz, like I said, he's so good. He was there. They wanted to get him some time here. And they just gave Will Smith a big contract, right? Will Smith is one of the cornerstones of the team. I think they like the fact that, you know what, let's rest him, right? And I think, George, we'll see. We'll see in August and in September, he'll be fresher and he can play every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with this. It's like a goalie. I don't want to run Will Smith into the ground. He's important for us.
I can see. My problem is not with resting Will Smith twice a week. It's that
the prospect isn't getting enough at bats. You're saying now, yeah.
Yes. And for a catcher, it's usually important to catch. It's the hardest position in baseball, right? To be a catcher and know the pitching staff and all the nuances that come with catching. That's my issue with it.
It is a good point. It is interesting that you talk about the trade. They're not trading Will Smith, but it's a good call because they can't go on like this for the next 3 years. You know what I mean? This kid's a stud, and Will Smith's a stud. Like, we got a problem.
A top hitting catcher, you can get whatever you want. I know I've been saying Alcantara all year long, but he's not pitching very well, so it wouldn't cost that much. But if you wanted someone who was pitching and you make Rushing the centerpiece, he's yours.
Well, that's the thing. If the Dodgers, if there's that hot guy out there and everybody wants, the Dodgers have the arsenal to do it at least.
Oh yeah, well they always do, right? They're if not the best farm system in baseball, top 5 every damn year. This team just churns out prospects. It's why you've been able to survive the last couple of years with all these injuries because you churn out maybe not top players, but major league players who can play up.
But you know what they do? The Dodgers, listen, they're the number 1 team in baseball history of rookie of the years, right? I mean, every year there's some new kid that pop in. You're like, damn, this guy's good, right? Like, so, but what they're really good at, Georgia Cam, is knowing who to keep and who to trade. Like, we talk about it. Like, so they basically have this crazy farm system, guys, and most of the players, Cam, never play for the Dodgers. They get traded. They're basically their assets to the Dodgers. It's like, yeah, we're going to develop these good young players. we know, okay, this is the guy that we like, and we're going to keep the, we like Paul Has, we like Rojas. We're not trading those guys, but we'll put, these other guys, we'll trade them. I brought it up before, Kurtz. How many players are out there right now that were acquired from the Dodgers, like that are prospects that became great players?
Yeah, it's hard to name a great former Dodger. Seager's more the free agent, and the Dodgers decided not to sign him, which ended up being a good move.
That wasn't a trade.
Right,
he wasn't a prospect. I'm talking about like one of their blue chip top 50 players that they always have. Like they're pretty good at trading the right ones, if you'll notice.
I'm trying to think. I think there's a pitcher out there that's decent, but no, a guy they don't mind losing once again because it got them to where they wanted.
The dude on the Nationals, the pitcher on the Nationals doesn't. He's okay.
Is it Gore?
I'm thinking too. Yeah, Gore.
More Gore.
It's Gore. There's a top player out there, and he has potential to be a 2, maybe even a 1 down the line here. And that trade, the catcher didn't work out there. He was supposed to be good with Akibet Ruiz, but he ends up not being all that great.
So my point is, I'm just saying, if the Dodgers want to trade, I'm almost feeling like I don't want to trade with them because they always sort of rip you off. You know what I mean? It seems to be the gist of it for the most part. All right, so we still have a 1-0 baseball game, but I'll tell you, the Mets do have runners on first and second with 1 out right now. So we got a little bit of action, going on.
What?
Oakland.
Butler, Athletics, 3-run homer, 6-4.
Oh, here come the Athletics, right when we ripped them. Man,
Sacramento, George. Come on, Sacramento.
I'm such a lemon.
The Athletics.
Oh, boy, 6-4 was 6-0.
Squeeze. Yeah, squeeze them out of the Athletics.
Give me the over. I just want the over.
Yeah,
I should have bet the over in this one.
Yeah, dude, all they do is play overs, this team, because they hit and can't pitch.
Lindor hit another one?
Yeah, but I bet this at Bet365, Cam. I already got paid. We got paid for the win.
I love getting paid. I did too, actually.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interested in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it's taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
The Mets are opening things up a little bit. It's two runs right now, and quite frankly, the Dodgers are lucky that it's still 2-0. Lindor smoked one to left field. It looked like it was going to be a home run, but it was caught right at the wall. And then there was another pitch just smoked into the gap. May's been hit hard in this inning. The bases are now loaded. There's 2 out. Bases are juiced. There's 2 out. So they had first base open. They put the runner on. So we got 2 out. We'll see if they can get out of this. Meanwhile, the Athletics are getting back in this baseball game 6-4 right now. A lot of racetrack left in this game. And in fact, you're getting plus 310 with the A's right now. Plus 2.5 actually on the run line with the A's right now.
I don't know what to say.
Dodgers got
Every
out
time
of it.
I mention it, that's huge. Gabe, I don't know. The minute
So
I
what's
mentioned
the total
game,
now?
things were
6.5.
going great. Yeah.
Dodgers, sorry. 6.5 is the total now.
6.5. I don't know. We were on the Twins. I don't want to bet on the Athletics. No thanks. But I'm scared.
All right. Stanley Cup. We got a couple of minutes with Kurt here. Stanley Cup Finals set to begin on Wednesday. Should be a fun series, Kurt. So I'm looking forward to it. Listen, the Oilers are a fun team to play, to watch play. The Panthers, they can be in boring games, but you got to tip your cap to them. I mean, it's their 3rd cup in a row. So we're talking about elite teams. I saw Kachuk talking, saying that, we always thought we'd probably play Edmonton again. He basically said it. He goes, they're the best team. And like he said, we were the best and they're the best. And it's fitting that we're playing each other again and we're going to play McDavid. I like what McDavid said. He goes, I don't know, it's one of those. I actually believe them. He basically said, Cam, that he's glad that it's the Florida Panthers.
I believe everything McDavid
Which is
says.
pretty dangerous. He didn't call them out, but he goes, said, I think it's fitting that it's against the Panthers. He goes, it's sort of destiny. I'm not surprised. And he goes, yeah, bring it on. We always thought we were going to be playing the Panthers. So it's funny. Exactly. They both said the same thing. We both thought we were going to see each other again. And here they are. Here they are, Kurtz, right now. Last year, the Oilers spotted them 3 games, bro. That was the difference, right? They won 3 in a row. They can play with them. I brought it up earlier, too. Connor McDavid, the Panthers can't stop him. He has a higher point average out of any player in the league against the Florida Panthers, actually. So, to me, Draisaitl and the rest of the crew got to step up. But I like the Oilers to win the series, George, and I like them to win Game 1. What's your prediction for the finals?
I agree on both. Been saying it all weekend on all of our shows here. I am so impressed by how the Oilers have changed their style of play. They're still a skill team. They always will be. McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, blah, blah. But they're dirtier, grittier. And you need to be that, right? They're sort of maybe a lower level Panthers team. I think they've learned from playing the Panthers this year what it takes to win the Cup here. I think McDavid knows that he has to take the series over, cement his legacy as one of the best players of all time in the NHL here. I just like the way the entire team is playing. Evander Kane is back at full strength now. I think they need someone like him. Losing Hyman hurts, no doubt. I certainly wish he was back and healthy here, but I think they can survive that. I do worry about Game 1, by the way, because neither team's played in what seems like a couple of weeks. I don't know if one team's going to be skating in cement to come out here, so I think it'll be a bigger bet in game when I see how teams are looking here. But I like the Oilers. I like the Oilers in 6. I just think the Oilers learned something also from losing last year. We've seen that over and over again, including for the Panthers. They lose one year, win the next. Oilers lose one year, win the next year. So I had the Oilers in 6, McDavid to have a big series.
How about the history, George, of Wayne Gretzky making the Stanley Cup Finals, losing, making it back the following year and winning? Connor McDavid made the Stanley Cup Finals, lost, made it back the following year, won. Now Connor McDavid could follow in the same footsteps.
I like it. Like I said, I think just McDavid knows that it's not that this is his last chance, but he needs to win at least one cup, if not multiple cups, to be considered, the Mount Rushmore of NHL. I think he's aware of that. You're not going to get there if you don't win cups. And I think it's another. If they lose again, it's another opportunity that they lost. Skinner's playing well, and I think he's the key. He's more the key than McDavid. McDavid's going to be great, no doubt. Can Skinner be that guy? I don't need him to play as well as he did against Dallas, right? Just play just close, and they'll win the series. But and just don't be bad. If you're bad, they probably can't.
Bobrovsky was in a really good zone too. I'm not sure how this time's going to affect him. That's the whole thing. He's one of those guys. He was on a heater.
Bobrovsky
that guy was. I don't know. I think Edmonton can get to him early.
Bobrovsky's streaky, Cam. If you can get to him early, the wheels could fall off for Bobrovsky, right? He's either great or he isn't, right?
He was in a
real
good zone.
Props up.
I think
here's a couple of props.
This is good for Edmonton, Gabe. Like, that's the thing. I don't know Skinner.
How
Like
will the
Skinner.
refs call it, by the way? Will the refs let them play or be calling power play? If they call them power plays, big advantage Edmonton.
I agree.
What's this? Both teams to have 20-plus different scores in the playoffs. Yes, plus 250. Both the Panthers and Oilers have one or more goals by defensemen in Game 1, plus 300.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organization with the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, insane. Basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
The Monday Night Meltdown continues. This is SportsRage. I am Morency. The Meltdown, we're all beaten down. Cam's worn out. I'm beaten down. I went out 2 nights in a row. Our boy Tommy and Master Control, everybody, these damn Monday shows, huh? Got to stay away from the Sundays. Got to stay away from doing anything on Sundays. moving forward. That's why we call it the Monday Night Meltdown. We got Mo Cotton. It's 2-0 for the Mets still. Like I said, the Dodgers are lucky the Mets didn't blow it open. They nearly hit a home run, a 3-run shot. Lindor already hit one. He nearly hit another one. But it was caught at the wall. And then they smoked a shot into the gap, into right center, except it bounced over the wall. So the Mets sort of got screwed. Like they would have scored more, but the ball bounced over the wall. So they only got 1 run in. Then the bases were loaded, and the Dodgers got out of it somehow. So it's only 2-0 still right now. Overbetter's getting frustrated because this game has had an opportunity to open up a couple of times. The Dodgers do have runners on first and second right now, but there's 2 outs. So we'll see if they can get a big 2-out hit here. Who's coming up? Oh, well, it's a pretty good guy to have coming up. Shohei Ohtani's coming up. So Shohei Ohtani with first and second and 2 out right now. Let's bring in our boy Mo Khan from Montreal. Big weekend in Montreal coming up. When's the tennis in Montreal, Mo, actually? When's the tennis? In August?
Second week of August, I believe. That's when they used to do the men's and women's. Yeah.
What is it this year in Montreal, the men's or the women's?
I believe it's the men's this year coming to Montreal. I always lose track because they all play with Toronto, right? And I think this year it's every odd. The odd years are the men's and the even years are the women's. So I think the men's are here this summer.
I saw the Billie Jean Cup and I saw the Rod Laver Cup, both high level, like the best players, like Alcaraz and Joker weren't there, but everybody else was. And I prefer women's tennis live. I mean, I've been into them both. Like, I prefer women's. I remember in Montreal, I used to cover it. I was on the Team 990 and get the pass and stuff and go down. But men's tennis live, like it's basically just all serves. There's not, once in a while you'll get a rally, you'll get sort of a back and forth, but it's just like a power game. Boom. And the ball, you barely see the ball. Like the guys, like when you're there live, you realize they have no hope in hell of returning the serve. Like you're there, you're like, oh my God, like you can't return it. It's sort of like a hockey goalie. They just kind of get lucky. They try to just get the racket in front of it and hope for the best, sort of. But the women's
the French Open game, it's beautiful.
It slows it down.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, Clay's where it's at because you get more like, you know what I mean? Beautiful shots. It puts more things in your repertoire. You got to be
same
like
with the grass at Wimbledon. Slows it down.
There's more elements of clay and grass. Clay.
Yeah, clay's beautiful. Like it's just watching the French Open. It's just good to watch tennis on clay. That's my opinion. I prefer it.
Yeah, clay tennis is cool. All right, so I was wondering about that. So, the Montreal Alouettes open their season, CFL, this week. I remember the Alouettes. Like I said, the BC Lions have Snoop Dogg. What are the Alouettes doing, Mo? What's their opener? I remember years ago, I was at an Alouette opener. It was pretty cool. They had Jacques Rougeau wrestled King Kong Bundy at the house.
Oh, amazing wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That's so cool. King Kong Bundy.
And they put a ring in the middle, Jacques Rougeau versus King. And King Kong Bundy, could barely walk. He came out.
Yeah.
He lived the match was like 5 minutes. Yeah, Rougeau hit him over the head with a chair. Boom.
He did. Yay! Welcome back. Bam! See ya, Bundy. 5.
It was pretty cool.
A couple of years ago, they had Our Lady Peace open up in Montreal.
Wow.
Yeah, they had them. They've gone more local, So I assume they're gonna go local for the home opener on Friday. That's
smart. Get a popular French band that kids know or whatever, right? You know what I mean?
That's what they're gonna do.
But I'm saying, the CFL teams, most of the teams have the season opening something. Vancouver just go over the top. The owner pays out of his own pocket. It's not like the BC Lions paying for this, because they were asking how the hell you guys doing this? Supposedly it's they didn't want to say how much it was for Snoop Dogg, but I think it's $500,000. So he's dishing out $500K basically for a 30-minute show, hoping that some of the people that go will say, you know what, this is pretty cool here. I'll come back to another Lion game after, right? Look, I was there last year for 50 Cent, and they sold it out. They sold 54,000 tickets. And it wasn't that mass exodus after. I thought it'd be worse. Basically, they said about 14,000 people left. So there was 40,000 left still, which is pretty good. So they got Snoop Dogg on Saturday. I'm fired up for that. And then we got they're playing the Edmonton Elks. And we said the other day, guys, me and Rob Vino were talking about the total here before we knew the point spreads. And I said I think it'd be 51.5, Edmonton and BC. I'm surprised it's not. It's 48.5. I like the over this game, guys. You've got Nate Rourke. You've got two new coaches, but you got quarterbacks that are back. Trey Ford puts points up on the board, man. The guy is basically unstoppable, and he also turns the ball over a bit too. So he's a point machine. He's either gonna run the ball down the field, he's gonna make a big play and throw a bomb, or it'll implode and the other team will score. But I think I'm betting the over this game, guys. But quick check at the point spreads right now for Week 1. The Ottawa Red Blacks open up the season on the road Thursday night, the season opener against Saskatchewan. The Rough Riders are 3.5-point favorites. The total is 49.5 in this football game. Mo, what's your pick for Ottawa and Saskatchewan this week?
Give me Sask outright. I think right now they have a little bit more stability to work with on both sides of the football. Ottawa, look, in preseason they took out Montreal. In Montreal, did very well, but I saw them at question marks, guys. We spoke about their win-loss record against playoff teams and non-playoff teams last year. They have to come up with a signature win. I think if they do come away with that win in Sask, it really gives people maybe that second thought that Ottawa could be in that conversation. But I think right now there's less questions about Sask coming in, and I think they have a better offense to work with going to Week 1.
I think Saskatchewan are a little bit overrated. I think they're good. Trevor Harris is okay. He's good, but I do agree though. the Riders are a good team. Like, they can run the football. They play smash mouth. I like. I'm not saying they're not a good. They're a serious contender this year.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made my pick yet, but I'm leaning with the +3. And put it this way, I'm going to tease the Red Blacks. Now we got teasers back in our lives.
Yeah,
I'm
here we
teasing
go.
the Red Blacks +10.5. I'll tell you that.
I'm with you. I like that 10.5 more than 3.5.
Yeah, Red Blacks +10.5 and over 42.5. There's my teaser right there. But even the +3.5, guys, I think this will be a close game. I think it'll come down. Like, I think this could be a final possession game, Cam. I'm leaning with the +3.5. Maybe the Riders win by a field goal or a point or two, but I think it's a close game personally.
I'm looking at the dog in this spot too. I think Ottawa, I know there's a lot of hype there, but asking Saskatchewan to win by 4, I agree with you. I think it's going to be like a field goal game, so I lean dog. But yeah, see, I like that security of a teaser. You got me thinking about teasers already. I just want to bet the damn game. Now I need another dance partner? Stupid teasers. But yeah, 10.5 sounds nice.
I'm surprised.
Don't forget, last year they tied each other. They tied each other last year in Ottawa. Remember that thriller they had in Ottawa last year? So the only tie last year was from these two teams. That screwed up the
close games
from both sides. Yeah.
That's as close as it gets, Mo. A tie. Can't get any closer. Any closer. The Toronto Argonauts, the defending Grey Cup champions, are getting 4.5 points in Montreal. This one surprises me. Davis Alexander's the new quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes. He's played before, so it's not his first year in Montreal, but it's his first year being the official starter, laying 4 points against the defending Grey Cup champions, Mo. I think the point spread's too high here. And I know Kelly's out, but fine, whatever. Arbuckle's starting here, so you're getting no respect at all for the Argos, Mo, here at all. I'm surprised the Alouettes are 4.5 point favorites.
I think Toronto right now, running back, who's going to carry the rock for them? Quarterback, we know what Arbuckle did, but can that carry over? He's been inconsistent playing games in Montreal in years past. I think right now Montreal's defense is a little more simple and more safe right now with what they do from a schematic standpoint here. But I think Montreal definitely will cover that point spread and win the first game at home against the Argos.
Wow. All right, we'll get Cam's take on that. Whether the Boatmen are going to lose to Montreal on Friday night. Let's roll.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I'm Morency. So like we said, yeah, a lot of these CFL teams, they'll open up the season with a concert, right? They'll get a band or, you know what I mean? Or Montreal, like I said, got King Kong Bundy and Jacques Rougeau. Yeah, like you need a little bit of entertainment, right? Like they always have entertainment for the games, but the first game, you sort of want to open up the season with a bang. And I wasn't sure. I know because I saw that Brett Michaels from Poison on Twitter was posting, excited to be playing at the Calgary Stampeder game. But you know what? I don't think actually. I want to just for the record for people who want to go. I don't think it's this one actually. It's their 80th anniversary game this week. I think he's doing the 1 and 2. When's the Calgary Stampede start? Like pretty soon, right?
July. Yeah, early July.
July?
Brett Michaels to perform at Stampede Bowl. All right. So, yeah, they like that camera called the Stampede Bowl.
Stampede Bowl? Yeah, exactly.
Brett Michaels to perform at Stampede Bowl. Brett Michaels, multi-music, I like him, a multi-platinum music icon as a solo artist. And the legendary frontman for the rock band Poison will perform at halftime of the Stampede Bowl on July the 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah, the Stampeders take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. All right, so there it is. Yeah, some good entertainment. So CFL season started this week. We killed it betting last year. Like Mo was saying, though, you never really know what to expect in week one. And the CFL starters, they don't play at all in the preseason. So this kind of is the first time they're playing. Like, you know what I mean? Nate Rourke played like 4 plays. But he's looked good in camp. He's been running around and stuff. I think the offenses will be good to go in some of these games. You know, I could see Ottawa and the Rough Rider game sort of being a slugfest. Toronto and Montreal, 2 really good defenses. Hamilton and Calgary, people are expecting to blow out. But let's backtrack here. We'll get to Mo's NBA final pick. But, Mo, so you think the Argonauts are going to lose to the Alouettes? Cam, what do you think about the 4.5 with the Argonauts?
It feels like a lot of points. I'm leaning under 47.5. I think Montreal's defense can sustain, shut down Toronto. Arbuckle, though, you never know with that guy. He's good for a couple picks, too. So that's one thing about Nick Arbuckle, he can make a brilliant play, but he also is very sometimes careless with the ball. I don't know, 47.5, it seems light, but I'm seeing defense in this spot. I think Montreal wins. I'm not sure by 5. I like under 47.5.
I lean with the Argos. Davis Alexander needs to prove this to me. It's one thing. The young backup quarterbacks always look good, Mo. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Mayer looked so good in Calgary. They ran Bo Levi Mitchell out. Now, when Mayer became a starter, they realized he's not that good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sort of, and I'm not saying that Davis Alexander is going to be a bust, but I'm not ready to start laying 5 points with him and stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? Let's go up there and prove it first. That's my opinion. Listen, guys, I'm high on the Calgary Stampeders this year. And when I say high on the Stampeders, I bet their win total over 6.5. So I'm not telling you guys I think they're winning the Grey Cup or anything, but I think they're going to win 7 football games this year. It's a big season for them, Mo, this year. Dickinson's a legend there, but they're running the franchise into the ground a bit, right? They don't sell tickets anymore like they used to. It's more of a battle now. But there is some excitement around this team now. They had a really good camp, looked good in the preseason. PJ Walker started NFL games. Not a lot of CFL teams can say our backup quarterback has started NFL games before. And he's looked good in the preseason. Vernon Adams ready to rock. I like the 1-2 combo that they have. They brought in Dominic Rhymes at wide receiver to go along with Bagleton and a couple of young guys that they got. I forget the kid's name. They got a new running back that he's like shot out of a cannon, this kid. He looks really good. Like I said, the offense is going to be good, guys. This is why the total is 52.5 here. Defense, not Cam. It's all young guys. Like they got all these new American kids. Southern Miss.
That's what happened with Hamilton
Houston,
last year,
like,
Gabe.
you know what I mean?
They started 5 guys from the NCAA in the secondary. It takes a while to learn the CFL game. They got shredded, man. That's the whole thing. They scored points, but they gave up points, and they were really bad early on in the season. Like they were getting smoked. It's tough. Like people don't understand. CFL is a complicated game. Very different than
new angles for the players to get used to. Hey, Mo, the DBs.
Absolutely.
The defensive back guys, because if you're a lineman, whatever, like it's football. Yeah, you're a yard off the ball now, but like the defensive backs guys and the wide receivers are the ones that have a hard time with this.
Yep.
They're so freaking used to the sidelines being there. Like there's more room. Like, so suddenly the angle is different, and these DBs start to get burnt by wide receivers that know the angle, right? Like they're like, yeah, this dude doesn't realize I'm about to burn him because he doesn't know the right angle here. It's all about angles, and they all say the same thing. They're like, it's a damn sideline plays. Like, it's a problem. right? Like you're so used to, like, you're not used to the extra yards for guys that haven't played on the CFL field before. But Mo, do you think it's going to be a track meet back and forth, Hamilton and Calgary, over under 52.5?
I think it will be for Hamilton. I think they have, again, less questions. Their offense looks much more dynamic. You're bringing Kenny Lawler to be one of the top receiving guys on this offense. For Hamilton, I think their running game is going to be very spectacular to watch out for this year. I think Hamilton, both these teams have pressure on them for different reasons, right? You look at Calgary, to make a break for Dave Dickinson, guys, he has to make the playoffs and win a playoff game from what the feeling is out in Calgary. And for Hamilton, right, this is a team that, 5 years ago, lost 3 games right before COVID, and this couldn't cash in for Grey Cups here. They want to reassert themselves here, and I think Bo Levi has one last kick in the can here to prove his worth that he's still one of the better quarterbacks where he was, say, 4 years ago to where he is today, a 180. But I think Hamilton definitely will put points up on Calgary and will definitely cover that point spread, no question.
It's basically a pick 'em. Hamilton or -1.5. I like Calgary personally, Cam. What do you like in the game?
I'm leaning Calgary as well. It's tough, going on the road in the first game. We'll see what the Stampeders do, but you might be onto something, Gabe, with that Calgary defense. There could be points galore in this game, 52.5, lots of fireworks.
Hamilton's defense isn't very good either. Let's not let's be real. So they're expected to be better this year because they got a bunch of guys back with more experience. Edmonton and BC, the nightcap. So 10 o'clock Saturday night, 7 Eastern. I'm going to be at this football game. Snoop Dogg is performed before, fired up. Should be a great time. The BC Lions are 5.5-point favorites. The total is 48.5. I had a couple of years here where it was like free money. Like, honestly, this is pretty crazy to say. I don't think I've ever seen the BC Lions lose at home in a regular season before.
Really?
Yeah, Cam, I'm dead serious. They were so good. They won all the time, right? Just by chance, I wouldn't be at the games. They would lose. But I'll be real, I don't go sometimes when I think they're going to lose. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? There's certain times where if I got something going on, I'm like, I'm in the studio that day or something like that. And I go to about half the games, but I don't know what to expect from them this year, to be honest.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
let's get a quick pick from Mo. Me and Cam can do our CFL picks throughout the week. But I do say this game goes over to 48.5, BC and Edmonton. And I think BC will be good on offense. I think Nate Rourke is going to light it up. He's going to put up big numbers. He's going to run a lot more. Buck Pierce wants it to be more aggressive running. So I think the offense will be good for BC. The defense, I don't know. Benavidez is back. So it's very old school. I got all these old school CFL coaches, Mo, with the Lions.
Yeah.
It's like an old school program now, right? Like, Buck Pierce and Benavidez, and they got all these like guys that have been in the league for like 20, 30 years, which is good in a way, but they're also sort of stuck in their old school ways in a way. So I know defensively, the Lions were kind of soft last year, guys, on defense. Like just, you know what I mean? They couldn't tackle. They got pushed around a bit. Like they just were soft. Like they didn't have that killer. Like the years before, they weren't the most physical defense, but they were good at intercepting. Like they had swagger before on D. They got their DBs got burnt a lot deep last year. Like it was an ugly year for BC. The coach got fired. So what do you think about the opener here, Mo? The Elks and the Lions, 5.5.
I do like the Lions to cover, and I think it will go over, but barely. Again, you talk about the offenses right now, new system under Buck Pierce. For Nathan Rourke, guys, when he came in halfway through the year last season, it was either VA guys or Buck guys, right? And it created that dissension in the locker room. So this is a big year for Nathan Rourke because is he the real deal or is he a one-hit wonder? And I think for him, he'll have that good start to the year. I think Buck Pierce will kind of calm things down because, guys, and Gabe, you know very well being in Vancouver, it was unsettling, right? They were like, 5-1 at one point, and this went off the rails at that point. So I think for this BC Lions team, they have potential to go far, but it's going to be dependent on how Nathan Rourke plays in the pocket, if he can be that guy that he was prior to his NFL stint 2 years ago.
And their wide receivers need to be better as well. The Lions brought in like 10 guys. Like I looked at their wide receiver list. It's like, oh, my God. But I like it, Cam. They basically brought in TCU, Missouri, this and that, and like battle it out, and one or two you get will make the team. You know what's really good? What's the guy, the Englehart guy from Wyoming? He's actually turning into a good player.
Guy.
Yeah.
He catches everything.
He's getting better and better. They're counting on big things from him this year, actually. Shout out to Degenerate Dean in our chat who says the only lock in the CFL this week is Babano using way too many words in his weekly CFL newsletter.
Dean's on fire tonight. That was the best.
All right, Mo. NBA Finals. NBA Finals. You got a Montreal connection here one way or another. You got Lou Dort and Ben Mathurin. I was tweeting about it the other day. Montreal North is represented. And then you got SGA from the Hammer. Nobody's giving the Pacers a chance. The Thunder, 7-1 favorites, minus 700. Pacers are plus 500. What's your prediction? Who's going to win it in how many games?
I got OKC in 7. I think the Pacers can run with these guys. They have the depth. They have the quality depth. But you think about that series against the Knicks guys, right? The moment New York scored and balls inbounded, 3 passes, bam, they're in for 2, right? Or a 3-point shot. They can match up well with OKC. I think OKC's got a little bit more quality and talent at the top end of their roster depth here. But there's no doubt whether it's going to be Anis Smith or one of those type of guys, they're going to have to step up in one of these key games here. If they come back to Indiana 1-1, this is going to go 7 games, guys. But I think OKC's got a little bit more to work with, and they'll win their first NBA title as OKC Thunder.
And then we got the Stanley Cup Finals to start on Wednesday. NBA Finals start Thursday, Wednesday night. Stanley Cup Finals. Who you got, Mo? The Oilers or the Panthers?
I know everyone's taking the Oilers, right? This has been the popular pick since we got the finalists confirmed here. But I think the Panthers have a chance, guys. I think their depth is going to be the key for them. They brought in Seth Jones. They got much healthier, right? Remember, they were wheezing their way into the playoffs, the Panthers, losing all those games late in the season here. But I think right now with what Florida has built up here, I think Bobrovsky is going to be key. And Seth Jones, can he lock down the number 1 line of the Edmonton Oilers come game 1? It's going to be a compelling match, guys. I think this goes 7. I got Florida winning in 7 games.
Florida, so both in 7. Both in 7. Yeah. I agree with you. Me and Cam said the same thing. I think the Pacers' depth, they can run with the Thunder. They're not going to be intimidated. They can put points up on the board. If you look at the teams that they played, Oklahoma City, I'm not taking anything away from them, guys, but, Memphis are a train wreck. Memphis are like a street ball team, right? These guys are just like a bunch of dudes thrown together, and they're like a street ball team. So they were no match for them. The Denver Nuggets with Jokic are a pain in the ass to deal with, that pick and roll game. And Denver game all they can handle. Minnesota are offensively challenged. Indiana are like the deepest, most complete team you're going to play, right? Just point blank. So I like that the plus 2.5, Cam, with the Pacers. The Pacers win 2 games in the series, Mo. We win the bet. That's what we're going to bet. Pacers plus 2.5 games. All right, great job, Tommy and everyone. Speaking of Tommy Edmonds up. Bases are loaded right now. 6th inning, 2 out though. Dodgers down 2-0. Other than that, you're on your own, Laban.